Welcome back to Basement Integrity Podcast by IcyReno.
Hey everyone, last time we really got into the potential, didn't we? Unlocking extra room with basement lowering. Just thinking about the possibilities, the value, the sheer space you gain with underpinning, especially here in Toronto.
Oh yeah, that potential is huge. Getting that proper headroom, turning, a basic storage space into real, usable living area, it changes everything. But let's do a reality check. Underpinning isn't just painting walls.
No, not at all. We're talking about structurally changing your home's foundation. I mean, we're literally digging out under the existing footings.
And that level of work, well, it comes with real risks. That's why today's deep dive covers, honestly, the most critical stuff you need to know before you even think about starting. Insurance and liability.
Right, and you might think, oh, paperwork, but why is this so vital? Because even slight issues, unexpected soil shifts, maybe vibrations affecting the house next door, these things can happen.
And the costs can be staggering. Fixing damage to a neighbor's foundation or dealing with an unexpected structural problem on your own property. We're talking potentially thousands, easily wiping out the renovation budget. Legal fees, too.
Exactly. So really understanding the insurance side, both what your contractor has and what your responsibilities are, it's not just bureaucracy. It's like a financial firewall.
Yeah, protects the whole investment.
Definitely. We've worked on so many Toronto homes, those older foundations especially. You learn that the unexpected, it's almost expected. Sometimes you need that safety net.
Okay, let's break it down then. People hear liability insurance and think they're covered. But for foundation work, that's standard stuff. Often not enough, right?
Usually not, no. It's often too general.
So what specific things should you, the homeowner, absolutely verify?
Okay, there are 4 key things we always tell people to check. Non-negotiable. First, yes, general liability insurance, but, and this is critical, the policy must specifically state it covers underpinning or foundation work.
So like a special clause for it.
Precisely. If it doesn't explicitly mention foundation work and something goes wrong structurally, the insurance company might just deny the claim. Standard liability might cover, say, dropping a hammer through a window. This is way beyond that.
That's a huge difference. Okay, so if it doesn't cover the actual structural risk, you're basically flying blind. What's number 2?
Number 2 is about the crew's safety. WSI clearance. That's the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board. You need proof the contractor is paid up and in good standing.
Why is that so important for the homeowner?
Because if a worker gets injured on your property, maybe during the digging phase, and that contractor isn't properly covered by WSI, well, guess who could be liable?
It could fall back on the homeowner.
It absolutely can. So you need that WSI clearance certificate. It protects you from that liability. It's a shield.
Okay, so we need the right type of policy, and we need worker safety covered. But how do I, as the homeowner, know this insurance is current, valid, and actually applies to my project?
Good question. That brings us to number 3. You need to ask for and get a formal certificate of insurance. This is the official proof. But here's the key detail. Make sure your specific property address is listed on that certificate as an additional insured property.
Additional insured. What does that really do for me?
It means if there's a claim related to the work on your property, you have a direct link to that insurance policy's protection. Gives you standing. It really reduces your personal liability exposure.
Got it. Okay, and the last point. Limits. We're talking big structural changes, expensive Toronto real estate. Why isn't, say, $500,000 in coverage enough?
Well, think about the potential cost if something goes really wrong. Repairing significant structural damage to your home or maybe your neighbor's home due to soil movement, it can easily run into the hundreds of thousands.
Or more.
Easily. That's why for any underpinning job in Toronto, we strongly recommend a minimum liability coverage of $2 million. And honestly, for trickier sites, older homes, shared walls, maybe even more.
And that $2 million, it covers things like?
It covers the big stuff. Structural damage to your place, damage to neighboring properties from vibration or soil shifts, injuries on site, and yeah, the legal costs that often come with these kinds of disputes.
Makes total sense. Okay, so contractor insurance is locked down. Now, let's talk about the neighbors. Toronto's tight, right? Houses are close.
Oh, yeah. Think Liberty Village, Cabbagetown, parts of the Danforth. You're often literally inches away from the next foundation. This brings unique challenges.
So how do we manage that risk?
The first step we always recommend is a pre-construction survey.
Document everything beforehand.
Exactly. We get an independent third party to thoroughly document the condition of the neighboring properties before any digging starts. Photos, notes on existing cracks, any signs of settlement, water issues, you name it.
So if a neighbor claims the work caused a crack.
You have dated proof showing whether that crack was already there. It prevents disputes, protects everyone. And beyond that, just good communication, letting neighbors know the schedule, what to expect noise-wise, that goes a long way.
Okay, but what about shared walls? Party walls? That must complicate things significantly.
Hugely. If the underpinning work affects a shared wall, the liability definitely ramps up. You're likely looking at needing a formal legal agreement, often called a party wall agreement.
And what does that do?
It clearly lays out responsibilities, who's liable for what, access rights, protections, all agreed upon before work starts. Trying to underpin a shared wall without one, that's asking for serious trouble, maybe even legal action that stops the project.
And you need to tell your own insurance too, right?
Absolutely. You must inform your homeowner's insurance provider if you're dealing with shared walls. They need to know about that increased risk.
Right. And of course, none of this happens in a vacuum. The city has rules, big ones.
Non-negotiable rules. Because we're changing the structure, you need plans stamped by a licensed structural engineer. That's step one. Then you absolutely must obtain the proper building permits from the city before any excavation starts.
No digging before the permit is in hand.
No digging. We're fundamentally altering the support of your house. And the city will check on the work too.
Inspections.
Yes, municipal inspections are required at key stages. Typically, when the excavation is done before pouring concrete, sometimes during, they're checking that everything matches the approved plans and meets building codes for safety.
And skipping these steps.
It's a disaster waiting to happen. Fines, stop work orders. Your insurance could refuse to pay out later if they find out work was done without permits. You could even be forced to undo everything. Huge expense, huge headache.
Okay, so let's bring it back to you, the listener. You've done your homework. You hired a great insured contractor like us. What else can you do personally to minimize risk?
A couple of simple but really important things. First, notify your insurer. Call your own homeowner's insurance company. Tell them about the underpinning project. Make sure your policy is up to date and, doesn't have exclusions you weren't aware of.
Good advice. Don't assume you're covered for major renovations.
Yeah.
What else?
Get organized. Maintain records. Keep everything together. The contract, the permits, the engineer's reports, those insurance certificates we talked about. Keep it all in one place.
And document your own place too, right?
Yes. Document your home. Before any work starts, take photos, take video, basement walls, floors, ceilings, even upstairs walls near the work area. Note any existing cracks. This creates a clear before picture. If anything does happen during the work, you have proof of the original condition.
Okay, great practical tips. So for someone talking to contractors right now, let's do a quick recap. The essential questions you need to ask, like a checklist. First, do you carry insurance specifically for underpinning? Get that confirmation. Second, can I see the certificate of insurance? Does it name my property as additional insured? And what are the coverage limits? Needs to be at least $2 million, ideally. Third, are all your workers covered by WSIB? Can I see the clearance certificate? And fourth, what's your plan, specifically for soil stability, digging safety, and how you'll handle neighbor communication and protection?
Getting solid, clear answers to those four, that's critical. It shows you're dealing with a professional who understands the risks and how to manage them, not just someone who knows how to dig.
Absolutely. So wrapping this up, the core message really is diligence pays off. Check the insurance, confirm WSIB, talk to your own insurer, document everything. It's the groundwork that makes the project secure.
It really is. And maybe a final thought to leave you with, especially here in Toronto, with homes so close together, the best protection isn't just a high insurance limit. It's also about finding a contractor with real experience in urban underpinning, someone who knows the challenges of tight spaces and shared walls.
And strong engineering support, too.
Yes. Crucially, look for contractors with strong engineering partnerships. When the design, the risk planning, and the actual execution are all tightly aligned by experienced professionals, that alignment is the ultimate form of protection. It ensures the job is done safely, correctly, and complies with all the rules.
Well said. And here at IcyReno, that alignment, that commitment to expertise, insurance, and managing liability, that's fundamental to how we approach every single foundation project. We want safe, compliant, and stress-free for you.
Absolutely. So if you're considering underpinning and want to talk through these details, make sure your project is protected, just give us a call. You can reach us at 647-454-666 in a row to set up a consultation.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next time for another deep dive into basement integrity.